and welcome to Best in Tesla. Tesla has got a lot of hate through the years, and a lot of things that was true 10 years ago people still think is true today. That was actually one of the reasons why I made this whole channel, trying to get rid of some of all the false news that was about Tesla. Because I met a lot of people that had some assumptions about Tesla that simply weren't true. So let's take a look at some of these assumptions and why the Teslas has become some of the world's best performing and award-winning cars ever, and why the old manufacturers have such a hard time catching up. Let's dive right in.
Let's put our living stereo stylus in this groove.
Some of these assumptions about Tesla that simply just weren't true. Like the car can only drive 200,000 kilometers, then you have to get a whole new battery that costs 200,000 Danish crowns. That may have been true 10 years ago, I don't know, maybe with the original Roadster, but then again, even the old car that was made very differently, you can still find these cars out there, still driving on some of the original batteries. Like these guys testing an 8-year-old Roadster that still got 190 miles of range. So don't even think this has ever been true, that the batteries don't last very long. But this is what you hear from many people, and why many people I know didn't want to buy the car just 3 years ago. But if you follow this channel, you know the cost of battery is about $100 per kilowatt hours today. So to get a whole new battery for my Model 3 would only cost about 50,000 Danish crowns, or about $7,500 to make. And you do get an 8-year warranty on the battery. So if something should go wrong with the battery within the first 8 years, you don't have to pay anything. But if your battery is just working exactly like it's supposed to, it should last for a very, very long time. We have seen batteries that are already driven more than 700,000 kilometers or 438,000 miles. No problem. And most people will never drive this many miles. So the battery is probably gonna last just as long as the car itself. But if you have to get the battery changed outside the warranty, you can, and it will not cost as much as many people think. And the price is only going down and the performance is only going up. So you don't have to worry about the battery's lifetime in your Tesla anyway, because they have the world's best battery technology. Another thing we hear about all the time, and I got comments on even today, is the build quality of Tesla. But this is also some old facts that people are holding on to. Because yes, the first cars were not very well built. It was of course Tesla's first mass-produced car, and they had to learn how to do all this. And even Sandy Munro, the car expert of car experts, did actually not like Tesla at all in the beginning. And he has been giving Tesla a lot of feedback, and Tesla has taken everything he has mentioned and more and made the car better, and has also come up with some new innovating ideas they have put into the car, like the super bottle, auto valve. And Sandy also showed just how much better than the other automakers Tesla has become. You can see here Sandy showing off the wire in the Model Y on the left that does the exact same thing than the wire on the right that is from a Chevy Bolt.
So let's look at one of the aspects that I think is just absolutely staggering. If we look at the high voltage wiring for the Tesla Model 3 over there, that one cable does it all, because everything else is integrated. As Benny said, their engineers and whatnot work as a team coming together. Even the guys over here, because we know that on the octo valve, there was a lot of stuff that was done by the engineers over at SpaceX. That's a big deal. Having somebody design it, it looks more like a circuit board than it does a mechanical device. Same thing is true here. Everything was in the electronics bay, so that one cable does everything. And unfortunately for the Chevy Bolt, those are the cables you need to have in order to do what this is doing.
And if you have ever been in a Tesla Model 3 or Model Y, I don't think you as a consumer will ever say this is a badly built car. There is nothing that creaks or gives, it all feels very nicely made and the material feels like quality as well. I would even say compared to this Jaguar that should be very well made. It is a Jaguar, right? But just listen to all the creaks on this little video. So I would say that Tesla is definitely on par with many automakers out there. But sure, there are some automaker that is just known for their quality that makes better built cars. But that does not mean that the Teslas are badly built, because the cars that are going off the assembly line today is very nicely built. And with the speed of which Tesla is improving, it will not be surprising if they will have some of the highest quality built car in the industry in just 5 or 10 years. As we know, they are already using much fewer parts to build the Model Y than they did with the Model 3. And they are working on getting these huge mega casting machines into the factories that are going to make the whole car's body in just 2 or maybe even 1 casting in the future. Something no one else in the industry is working on right now. So I have no doubt that Tesla will soon be one of the leading car manufacturers in quality as well. Because nobody is moving as fast as Tesla, as Sandy Munro also said. He even said Tesla is downplaying how good their technology is, probably because they already have much better technology in their cars, but is probably waiting to announce this on Battery Day.
I'll tell you one thing that I found out. Tesla lies. You probably don't believe this, but Tesla lies. They understate continuously. Continuously. We've been doing testing and whatnot. And they say, oh yeah, we're using this. And then we go over with our little spectrometer and go, beep. Oh no, it ain't. That is super deluxe stuff. I mean, they understate a lot.
So I'm sorry, but people that are still holding on to that Tesla is a very badly built car, I just bet you they've never been in one. Or they're just haters. That is, of course, still an option. Because when you make videos like I do, you will get a lot of haters that make hateful comments. Luckily, most of you guys are very, very nice and write really nice comments, and thank you so much for that. But haters will hate, and if you meet people or see comments like Tesla sucks, this is just very unintelligent. Just like people that say iPhone sucks or Samsung Galaxy phone sucks. Well, none of these phones sucks. They are both great phones. You might prefer one over the other, but none of them sucks. I'm sorry, but that is just very unintelligent people or just haters who say stuff like that. And Tesla definitely doesn't suck. It is a very good and cool car. I have had people in my car that after just one drive decided to get one because this car is just amazing. And maybe some of you might think that I, the Tesla fanboy, don't like the Porsche Taycan, for example. But I have actually seen this one in real life, and oh my god, that's a great looking car in real life. And it can take off like a bat out of hell. It's a real Porsche. This is definitely also a great car, but what I do on this channel is of course compare them to the Teslas to see if anyone can beat the Teslas, and then everyone just falls short. That does not mean that all the other EVs sucks, but that just means they are not as good as a Tesla. When we look at the range, acceleration, charging speed, software, user interface, navigation, and so on. So I'm just trying to show you how good a Tesla really is, and that all the haters and short sellers through the years has been talking shit for a very long time about all the Tesla killers that would come, and the big automakers like Mercedes, BMW, Ford, Volkswagen, and so on could do exactly what Tesla does, just better. And again, I think we now have so many electric cars to compare to the Teslas that we know this is also not true. Tesla has just constantly innovated in so many ways. They are just very far ahead in the game of making great EVs. So just to give you an example that is not Bob Lutz or Mark Spiegel or Jim Janus or Einhorn or Gabe Hoffman that we have been talking a lot about on this channel, but this time we can take someone like Mark Faber, editor of the Gloom Boom Doom Report. Because this sums up really well what all these haters and short sellers has been saying for almost a decade. What they produce can be produced by Mercedes, BMW, Toyota, Nissan. Anybody in the world can make it eventually at much lower cost and probably much more efficiently. He said this 4 years ago. And there's still not one manufacturer that has made a car that can match Teslas that have everything like the Tesla does. Good acceleration, top speed, range, and so on. And no, they did not come out with cheaper cars. They are all pretty much more expensive with less performance. Nobody was able to do what Tesla has done. Now we do start to see cars like the Polestar 2 coming out. That is getting closer. But as you can see from the reviews of this car, where they of course are always comparing it to the Model 3, it is not as good as the Tesla Model 3 in any spec. Just a tiny bit cheaper, but you also get a bit more car with the Tesla. Like AutoExpress review of the Polestar 2 against the Tesla said, our car of the year shows why it is so successful. The Model 3 performance is blisteringly quick, yet more efficient and cheaper to run than the already frugal Polestar. It offers more range and faster charging potential, while the onboard tech is cutting edge. The two mostly matches it, but the Tesla is softer and more comfy more of the time. It has a bit more practicality, which means this premium family EV just edge it. You can watch the whole review on YouTube as well if you like. I will leave a link in the description below. The price for the Polestar is just under the Model 3 performance, but just over the long-range Model 3. It does get software updates, but I don't think in any way it's going to be like we know from the Tesla, because their infotainment system is running Android. So yes, you will probably be able to get latest update for your Twitter app or your Spotify, but I don't think you will get an over-the-air update that is going to make your car better like we used to from Tesla. But it beats cars like the Audi e-tron and I-Pace on all specs and prices. But this is Volvo that is making the Polestar 2, and AutoExpress still think that this Tesla is the better car. So even here in 2020, no one has still not beaten Tesla. Every hater and short seller through the last 5 years has simply just been wrong. Not all are admitting this, of course, but people like Jim Cramer completely changed his view on the car when he actually tried it, and his whole family suddenly wanted one. Sandy Munro changed his view as well when Tesla started building cars. The quality was not that good. That is of course what Sandy was focusing on, but they changed that and made the cars better and better, and Sandy suddenly changed his view, and Sandy suddenly got the whole picture of what Tesla really is. This is not just a car company, but so much more that is going to change the world for the better, and is constantly improving and out-innovating everyone else.
I can tell you, because I worked at Ford as an engineer, and then later a manufacturing engineer, and then a product design engineer, and then finally I wound up in finance staff, actually at World Headquarters. And I can tell you that the main reason it's difficult to do what Tesla does is because there are silos of activity all across every organization. And crossing the barrier between even manufacturing to product design, there's a lot of rules, and those rules, they keep innovation in a lot of cases out of the picture. And then when you start looking at, well, do I want to go and invest in, say, a mega casting and buy these huge machines that cost tens of millions of dollars? Do I want to do that, or why don't I just weld up a couple more parts? Or better yet, I'll just buy it from China or buy it from wherever. And I've always said that cheap always loses. And the focus there is, if you find that it's cheap financially for that purchase, in a lot of cases you've missed the boat, because it's only cheap today. Tomorrow it's going to come around and bite you in the tail, and this is a good example of what's happening. So I think that personally, I think that the auto industry is going to have a tough time breaking down the cultural barriers. It's easy to make a technology change. It's tough to change culture.
But it is really nice to see cars like the Polestar coming out, and Nissan Ariya, or what it's called, and soon the Volkswagen ID.3, so people have more choices of great EVs. That is not a Tesla. Not everybody wants a Tesla. But even though they don't match the Tesla, they still match the ICE cars. With quick acceleration, no maintenance, cheaper to run, and better for the air you and your family breathe. This is great. With all this competition coming, it will push Tesla and everyone else to make better and cheaper EVs in the future. I hope this video cast a bit of light on some of the haters' points. That is just not true. Tesla does make very, very good cars. If you've never been in one, you simply just don't know. And Tesla are the leader in EVs in terms of acceleration, top speed, range, charging speed, charging infrastructure, software, infotainment system, over-the-air updates, batteries and motors. No one else has all this like Tesla does. Tesla is the world's best EV. There is a reason why Tesla Model 3 has won pretty much every award there is to win in the car industry, and the Tesla Model S has become Motor Trend's car of the year for the last 70 years. So out of the best cars of the years through the last 70 years, Model S was the best and most important car of the last 70 years. Not my opinion, but Motor Trend's. If you still don't believe that Tesla is a very well-built car and one of the best cars you can buy right now, sorry, you are just in denial. This is one of the most award-winning cars in history. They don't give that to a crappy car. And it's going to be tough for the other guys to try to do what Tesla does. Tesla has a big advantage in the way the whole company is structured. But what do you think? Let me get all the hate and love in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps out this video a lot. If you're new to this channel, maybe you want to consider subscribing. I come out with videos like this all the time and have a weekly news episode every Sunday about Tesla, Elon Musk and everything in between. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for your support. And if you want to support me even more, remember you can, for as little as $1, become a patron of this show and get your shout out on this channel and become one of my amazing Patreon producers you see rolling over the screen right now. Thank you so much, guys. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.